All right, today we're diving into a really provocative book called Digital Madness by Nicholas Kardaras. And let me tell you, it's a huge warning sign about our relationship with technology. But what's interesting is where it starts, not with a bunch of data, but with a super personal, kind of chilling story.
So these words, they're from the author's dad. He was 88, but his mind was still tack sharp. Imagine this. His son Nico is all excited talking about AI and social media in the future, but his dad, he's listening. And he's seen something totally different, something strange, and honestly, pretty unsettling.
So you gotta wonder, right? What did he see coming? What was so bad about the world we're building that it made him glad he wouldn't be around for it? That's the big question we're gonna try and answer here. And believe me, the answer starts somewhere you would never expect. First up, we're starting with an image. And it's so weird, it sounds like something out of a sci-fi movie. But stick with me, because it's actually a perfect, if strange, metaphor for what's happening to us right now. Okay, it all boils down to this simple, almost silly idea. Happy cow, more milk. Sounds ridiculous, I know. But this little phrase is the key to unlocking a massive shift in how our reality is being bent and manipulated, all for the sake of profit.
So the author is at this presentation, right? And he sees this image of a cow wearing a VR headset. Seriously. The whole point was to trick the cow into thinking it was in this beautiful, sunny pasture. Why? Because a happier cow produces more milk. It's a completely synthetic reality built for one reason: money.
And that just brings up the big, scary question, doesn't it? If a cow can be plugged into a fake reality just to boost its output, what makes us think we're any different? Are we being nudged into our own virtual pastures for someone else's gain? And spoiler alert, this isn't some far-off future problem. It's happening right now.
And the thing is, this manipulation isn't an accident. According to the source material, this kind of manipulation is absolutely intentional. It's a playbook.
Way back in 2016, the author came up with this term, digital heroin. It's a powerful name for how our devices are literally designed to be addictive. They tap into these little triggers in our brains, like intermittent reinforcement. The same exact mechanism that gets people hooked on slot machines in Vegas. It's all about keeping us chasing that next little hit of dopamine.
And don't think for a second this was some secret they kept locked away. Nope. And what is just a jaw-dropping admission, Sean Parker, the first president of Facebook, came right out and said it. He said that he, Zuckerberg, all of them, they knew exactly what they were doing. They were exploiting a vulnerability in human psychology. They knew it, and they built it anyway.
And people felt this. When the author's original article about digital heroin came out, it just exploded. We're talking more than 7 million views. This clearly wasn't just some abstract theory. It was something millions of people felt in their gut, in their daily lives. And this whole addiction by design thing, well, its effects are way, way bigger than just our personal screen time.
So that brings us to the next level, because the very same tools that are designed to hook one person can be used to spread ideas and behaviors across all of society. It's a thing called social contagion. Check this out. Back in the 1700s, there was this book, The Sorrows of Young Werther, and it actually led to a wave of copycat suicides, a social contagion spread by a book. Fast forward to today, and we have the Instagram effect. It's the exact same idea, but now it's on steroids. It's supercharged by algorithms that can pinpoint a user's vulnerability, say someone struggling with body image, and then they just hammer them with more and more content that makes them feel even worse.
And this is not a guess. This came from leaked internal research from Instagram itself. Their own people made test accounts, started following some dieting stuff, and bam! The algorithm instantly started pushing them towards extreme accounts with names like Skin and Bones. They knew. They knew they were creating these toxic feedback loops that were hurting kids, and they also knew it kept people on the platform longer. And more engagement means more profit. It's that simple.
So, where is all this headed? I mean, if you can bend reality, get people addicted, and spread ideas like a virus, what's the end game? What's the final goal? Well, according to this book, the ultimate destination is the metaverse.
And you don't have to guess. Mark Zuckerberg has been crystal clear about this. Every new gadget, whether it's smart glasses or VR headsets, they're all just steps on a path. And that path leads to one place, a totally immersive synthetic world that he wants to build and that he wants to control.
Now, this isn't a switch that gets flipped overnight. It's a slow burn. Think about it. First came the smartphones, which got us all plugged in 24/7. Then, our social media feeds started to filter and shape what we see as reality. Next up,
augmented reality glasses that will literally paint a digital layer over everything we see. And the final step is the metaverse, a total replacement for the real world. It's the classic story of the boiling frog, right? We're being slowly warmed up to this new normal until we don't even notice the water is boiling.
And this really leads to a deep philosophical question. We live in a world where a lot of people feel lonely, kind of hopeless. So what happens when this fake, perfectly curated game, a world designed to give you constant rewards and a sense of purpose, what happens when that feels better, more meaningful than our actual messy, complicated, and sometimes painful lives?
So, is that it? Are we doomed? Well, no. The book argues that there is an escape from all this digital madness. And the answer isn't some new technology. It's something ancient, something deeply, deeply human.
So really, it comes down to a choice between two ways of being. You have the digital self on one side, always starving for likes, for validation, feeling empty and numb. The ancient Greeks actually had a word for this, acedia. It's like a spiritual laziness. And then on the other side, you have the grounded self. Think of the author's dad. This is someone who finds purpose in the struggle, who gets strength from nature, and who values real, tangible connections with other people.
And the cure, the antidote to all of this complexity? It's really as simple as this piece of advice from the author's dad. It just cuts right through all the static. It's a command, really, to be present, to actually engage with the world that's right in front of you without a screen in the middle. It's about choosing real life, flaws and all.
And that's really where we're left. You know, technology always promises us this better reality, right? One that's easier, more entertaining, more perfect. But the real question that this book forces us to ask is, what are we giving up to get that perfection? As we race to build this digital paradise, what crucial parts of our messy, complicated, beautiful humanity are we deciding to just leave behind?